Fran, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Keith, so much. I appreciate it.
I'm excited to talk to you because we're going to talk about Imprivata, which is the digital identity company for life and mission critical industries. So that's very meaningful. So let's unpack that. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, really, we focus on healthcare and really healthcare providers, doctors, nurses, and other clinicians. They have to now, everything's really gone more digital. So they've got to access all kinds of applications and services and devices in order to provide healthcare. So technology and healthcare becomes so integrated. So what we do at Imprivata is we make it really easy and simple and frictionless for those clinicians to access that technology so they can provide the best healthcare outcomes possible. It's about removing that friction so they can just focus on patient care. But we also have to worry about security, privacy, and regulatory compliance. So at Imprivata, we really have those two goals of simple, easy, frictionless access, but with a lot of security intelligence behind the scenes.
And yeah, and the security is obviously very important. I just know I'm always curious. So I'm always looking at systems in different environments. And if I'm in the hospital, I will notice the Imprivata logo will come up and the nurse is signing in using Imprivata.
Yes, it's amazing how ubiquitous in hospitals. So Imprivata, approximately like 80, 90% of all kind of the larger healthcare hospital systems in the US and more globally are leveraging Imprivata. And when you think about a lot of traditional access management, we're all used to username and password, right? That's traditionally how we've logged in. And I call that a lose-lose situation with username and password because it's both a really bad experience. Like, I mean, who wants to set another username and password and remember it and go through a password reset and type it in every time you want access? So it's a really kind of crappy experience. It's also really bad security, right? Because we know that everyone uses the same username and passwords. They write it down. They're susceptible to phishing and giving it away. So we have this situation where the existing paradigm for access management is really bad, right? Because it's about bad experience and bad security. So, at Imprivata, what we're really trying to do is continue to revolutionize that whole experience and drive a better value proposition where it's both easier and more secure. And for a long time, easier with Imprivata has meant kind of the tap and go, right? Where instead of having to get up there and type your username and password, right? After doing it once at the beginning of the day, you just tap your badge, right? And you're in. And not only are you in, but you get access, single sign-on to all the applications and services you need to provide patient care. So that's a much better model, both for security, because we have a physical thing that we know you're there, as well as it's more usable. There's a lot of cool things that we're doing to even innovate further on that, but it's kind of been the foundation of the company. The other area we think of, what you've probably noticed with the nurse was like a traditional PC or workstations. The other thing about healthcare is it's going mobile. And we need the same simple, easy, frictionless access for a nurse who probably has a shared mobile device. So he or she walks in at the start of the day, they check out, an iPhone or an Android phone that they're going to use the rest of the day. And we need to make it assigned to them, give them simple access. So it's not only for workstations, it's mobile. And then the other area, really interesting development is actually on medical equipment. So we think of MRI machines or drug distribution machines or heart pumps. More and more, the regulations require healthcare systems to know who's using that equipment. And some of that equipment doesn't even come with a keyboard. So you've really got to find new, interesting ways to provide that simple and secure access.
Now, you're the CEO of Imprivata and you joined the company back in January. So what brought you to the company?
Yeah, I did. I've spent about 25 years in cybersecurity and digital identity with some really great name brand companies out there. And when I thought about my next challenge, I still feel like digital identity is kind of an unsolved problem. It's still kind of broken. As I mentioned, we still kind of use that 60-year-old username and password approach to accessing. And I think Imprivata has so much of the opportunity, the energy, the ideas to be able to be part of that continuing evolution and really revolution on how we finally move to a more modern system. And, healthcare is just so important. It's, the service that we provide, it's not just another, banking application or shopping application. I mean, this is healthcare, and it feels great to be part of something really important. So that's kind of why I joined.
What's the latest with like Imprivata? Like, what's the state of the state? Any recent developments? Size of the company or whatever you can share.
Yeah, so we're growing pretty quickly. One of the other reasons, kind of maybe not as sexy, one of the other reasons I chose to come to Imprivata, it is just a really well-run company. We've got really solid growth. We've got really good, strong profitability. So we're continuing to invest and grow. We're continuing to hire great new talent across our product and development engineering teams. We're continuing to grow our customer success and support, continuing to grow our kind of go-to-market and sales teams. So it's just nice to be part of something growing and investing for the future. The other, I think, important kind of exciting thing happening at Imprivata is that, we have grown somewhat through acquisitions. And over the past 5 or 10 years, we've done a bunch of acquisitions. And we really see this opportunity to bring those technologies together into an integrated platform. And that's going to be a real game changer for us, because where we have competitors in these individual product sets, nobody has the kind of portfolio that we have at Imprivata. And we've been on this journey, but we think we're going to hit some major milestones this year of these offerings coming together in a single integrated platform with a lot of shared layers and shared services. That's going to be a really, I think, big change for us. The other area, I know, it's buzzwords, right? Machine learning, AI. But when you think about what Imprivata does, we just see so much information of what's happening in the hospital that, crosses our system. Who's accessing on what, on one device, how long they're staying, what are the failed authentications? I mean, there's so much to learn from that data that we can expose for our customers. They can learn how doctors and nurses can be more efficient in providing services, and also potentially identify security threats before they become a problem. Unfortunately, cyber criminals have no morals. And it's just unbelievable to me that these cyber criminals are attacking the healthcare system for money and just really negatively impacting patient care. It's like, go after the banks, for God's sake, just leave healthcare alone, but they're not. And so we think really exposing this data and the insights you can get from this data can really help these healthcare systems improve patient care while also improving security.
When people join the company at Imprivata, like what's the culture like? What's the day-to-day like work environment like?
Yeah, I think that the culture is really very mission driven. And I'm sure kind of everyone says that. But when you think about being involved in healthcare and patient care, right, it's just such a powerful mission. We know if we do a better and better job, we can, ensure that the right patients get the right care and the right drugs, and that you know time saving, life saving decisions can be made so quickly because they have access to this information. So it's a very mission driven culture. I would also say the other thing is people are really nice in Imprivata. And before coming here, I worked, in Silicon Valley in California, where I kind of feel like it's more, I get it done right now. I think people in Imprivata are kind of really nice, and like, how do we move together as a team? And then I would say really passionate about identity. I mean, that's who we are. We're a digital identity company, and everybody really is focused on that.
Top tier talent, regardless of market conditions, they always have options. They have different opportunities that they can choose from. So why should Imprivata be on the radar for job seekers?
I guess really three reasons. One is if you want to be part of this mission driven culture, right? I think if you like that, and you want to be part of something bigger, that's really a great thing to be here. I think second is if you like change, right? I think that technology moves fast and requirements move fast. Our customers are a lot of pressure and stress, and we're moving fast as an organization. So I think that's the kind of people we want, who want to experiment, who want to innovate, and want to move fast. I guess the third thing is, we're ambitious. We're ambitious, and we are like to win, and we work hard, play hard to do that in this culture, which I said is full of really nice people. So it's just a great company. I'm 4 months in, and then 5 months in, and I know I really made the right decision. I know anyone else would be really smart if they can get in here at Imprivata.
Well, if you are interested in exploring opportunities at Imprivata, you need to go to their company page on VentureFizz, which has all their job listings there. Go to venturefizz.com/Imprivata and you'll see their job listings. Fran, thanks so much for taking the time to walk us through all the great things happening at the company.
Thank you, Keith. I really enjoyed our conversation.